So, this is my review of the first official manga anthology of RWBY, and this one's featuring RWBY, and this is volume 1 of course, and some very nice artwork on the cover. You've got RWBY herself staring off into the horizon. You've got the petals, you've got her scythe, and then you've got the her symbol, which is pretty cool. And then you've got some artworks in this. Then you've also got the spine, pretty basic. Nothing special. You got like RWBY at the bottom, the publisher Viz, Sig, which is Viz signature, and then you've got all the stuff for spine and all that. The synopsis, and you guys can read that if you want. And then we got like something by Monte's brother, and then something above it saying this was created by or based on the animation from Rooster Teeth by Monty Olam. And you've got Roman Torchwick saying, "Oh, little red, laugh while you can." I don't know why I like that so much, I just do. And then you've got a chibi version of RWBY. And then you've got the prices: €9 or £9 in the UK, 18 Canadian dollars, and 13 USA dollars, aka American dollars. Then you got Viz.com, VizSignature.com, Viz Media, Viz Signature, rated T for teen. And yeah, so let's start off with the first few pages. Now we've got an illustration by Sai Izumi, a really nice picture featuring RWBY's wall scroll, or RWBY's scroll, where she's taking a picture with Penny. And I really like how this one turned out a lot. I like the artwork a lot because it fits very well for the scene. And that coffee looks pretty good, even though I don't like coffee. Penny's dress turned out really nice. Her hat looks nice. And just in general, a very nice picture. And then you got some more illustrations. This one I think was pretty cool. They added some detail on RWBY's left arm, where she has that like thing or whatever at the top of her left arm, and then she's got like a little watch or something on her left wrist or something, like a little strap or something. Same thing on her other wrist or whatever. And then you've got the petals in the background, her scythe, all that. And this one was done by Asu, or Asu. I don't know how to pronounce those names. Sorry if I butchered them. And Shiki Mio has a very nice illustration of RWBY. Like I'm just sitting down by the water. And then you can see some city buildings. You can see RWBY's scythe. I like how the lighting is for this one, because if you just like glance at it, you can tell how much detail they put into the shading and everything. I like how the shading was placed and how the lighting is for this one, because it just looks pretty nice and nighttime-ish, or nighttime-y. And yeah, looks pretty nice. But I'm gonna have to say that there's one that I like the most out of all of them, and that one would have to be this one, because this one, you've got the white specks right here at the bottom right corner of the page, and then you've got some pretty nice petals, and you got the moon in the background, or a cape covering the moon in the background, which is pretty nice. And then it's just like a scene where she's just like coming back from battle. It's pretty cool. And then this one was done by Tsukasa, and I also like the glare of the bullet casings. And then you got the glare of her crescent rose. And then you've got those the ties on her, or laces on her boots, which look pretty good. And now let's start off with the artwork for the chapters. Keep in mind, all these chapters are done by different people, not by one person. It's all done by different people, featuring different stories and all that. Little segments here and there featuring RWBY in many different scenarios. And now this one, chapter The Hero, by Monorobo. I don't know if I butchered that or not. The faces look a little weird for this artwork set, but they do seem alright. They fit the art, or the characters, I guess, but they just felt a little weird to me. But this is pretty good. And you'll see why some of the art style is weird to me a little for this chapter. I can flip the page. Lysa's face right there. It's just a little off because her mouth is wide open, and I don't think she would have her mouth wide open like that. But yeah. Her style gets a little off sometimes, but you get used to it eventually. So just right here, and right here. And then you've got just the many different characters in this, and fucking shit, man. Just turn that fucking page. Now you get another weird facial expression that just seems a little off. And then that's the end of that chapter pretty much. But then you've got the actual the introduction to the rest of the chapters. And yeah, this one was pretty nice. You got the petals, RWBY smiling, and pretty much basic artwork. And this illustration was done by Omotatsu. And we've got some different collections of chapters by different people who've also enjoyed the series as fans. And this was pretty much all of their own projects to work on this book and make their own stories for it. And you've got a pretty cool scene, or pretty nice artwork that fits it. And this artwork piece right here was a little funny, and yeah. And then you got a scene where they see a flock of Nevermore and they're gonna fight them. And then this artwork piece right here I really love, because it just shows well, it reminds me of the scene in the Red trailer on YouTube where you first see Ruby, like in the air, dropping, as the moon is in the background and all that. She's ready to take down the enemies, and just reminds me of that very well. Now this one, I liked a lot because like it shows that Ruby isn't just like a happy-go-lucky character that has a bunch of insecurities that, or like that where she could just like is always happy-go-lucky, but she's also clumsy. It's not just that, but she can also get emotional about some things. Like right here, you can see the tears in her eyes as she's hiding her face. I think it was pretty cool and very well done. And yeah. I think this was all pretty well done, to be honest. And then you got RWBY here. And pretty much a lot of characters are featured in this, including Team Sun. And then, I don't know, I think this anthology turned out pretty well. And then I think, one of my favorite chapters is like, one where she's talking to Ozpin at a table. And you'll see that soon. But, actually, what page was that chapter on? Let me see. I really do like how all of this manga turned out, because it was pretty much a really well done collaboration project, and all these mangaka put a lot of work into this too. And they really poured all their love for the series into this, and it's really good. I liked it a lot. Yeah, this chapter I like a lot because you can sense some character of Ozpin in this one because he's featured in it, and also like him by the way he speaks and which lines he's given. Pretty much stuff like that. Now this is a pretty funny scene at the end because you'll see why. But it says I believe there is no such thing as a youthful semblance, and then Ruby's teammates find her, and then he waves off to her, and then they say, "We followed eyewitness reports of rose petals." And then Ruby says they're pretty noticeable, or something. And then I'll spin here with this murky face saying, "See, they're useful, aren't they?" This is a pretty good chuckle moment, and I liked it a lot. And then freaking Good Witch Glinda saying, "Professor, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working?" But then Alpin says, "Looking at flowers. Roses are in season." I like this chapter a lot. The Name of the Rose. I liked it a lot. Mainly because of how much comedy it gave me. It was pretty nice too. Yeah. And you got some more pages and whatnot, but now I'm gonna do like a little flick through. But that was just one of the comedic moments I want to show you guys. And we got another cookie or chapter where she wants to make cookies with everyone. And I really do like the art style for this one. And you know, it feels like more Moe in this chapter out of all of them, because she seems more like innocent and everything. It's like more Moe and all that. And I like it. I think it turned out pretty good. Pretty great. Now, as you can see, the right here in this chapter, you can see that the shading for her dress is off because the shading right here is not there like it's supposed to be. But in the next page, they add the shading, and yeah, they finally add the shading, even though in the last page it wasn't there, which was a little mistake that they messed up on. They just didn't add the shading right here because they must have forgotten about it, and then they actually added it. But it's just one time. It's just a one-time thing. It doesn't really reoccur at all. And then that's pretty much a dancing chapter. And I think all these chapters turned out pretty well. And it just shows RWBY herself in all these different situations, where she's just a basic high school girl, and obviously it's stated in the series that she's younger than her peers because she got boosted to Beacon Academy because she had that meeting with the husband, and he thought, why not recruit her to Beacon, because he thought she would make a very good member or student. And I think this was pretty good manga because of how many scenarios RWBY is put in and how she gets through them with her friends. And then this scene I like a lot. It's pretty funny. And I think it's pretty good. Other than this one, I was like, oh no. But it was pretty funny too. But yeah, I think this manga was really good. Really good. And then as you can see, it features Team Sun, Team Juniper, and then Team Cardinal, or Cardinal. And she's like, yep. And I just really like this. And White Rose, I ship it, and I don't care. And then I think it all turned out very well, but this is another very good illustration right here. I like that they put her dress as white, and even though it's really black, but it's supposed to they keep it white, and I think it was nice, and I think it's supposed to reference to Summer Rose. If this was on purpose, if they kept it white on purpose like that. But yeah, I think it was pretty nice. And yeah, I really do like some of the illustrations in this. And all the artworks have their own fitting moments for the characters. And pretty much there's like a lot of nice pieces of moments in this manga that feature some really cool scenarios, and ones that will feature like scenarios that you never thought Ruby would be in. And then it gives some pretty cool comparisons, like this outfit chapter, where they're thinking of changing their outfits, where Yang would have this kind of outfit, and Weiss would be like a lancer sort of, and Blake would have like a Japanese style outfit with a katana. And I think it was pretty cool, like what ideas that all these people had for their distinctive chapters in this manga. And now, this one was supposed to be like a horror chapter, which was pretty well done too, because it featured Ren and Nora, because it turns out like this horror creature that Weiss thought she saw, it was actually Nora. And it was a pretty funny scene, and I thought it was pretty nice that they added that. And pretty cool idea too, because it just shows like how many moments all these characters spend together and what they like to do with each other. And it's pretty cool. And yeah, it's now this is like a chapter where Weiss got mad at Ruby because she got in the fight, and it cost the whole team a week in suspension to not be able to go off campus for a week or whatever. And then Weiss decides to go out and talk to the teachers, and then Carden shows up and then just decides to be mean to Weiss, and then Ruby shows up, and then they can then get into that argument. And then Professor Port is about to pop open the door and check who's there. And then Ruby and Weiss take off. And they get to a hiding spot. And Weiss explains that if she was caught in the hallway with her weapon active, then they would have gotten in more trouble. And it goes over like why Ruby like got in an argument with Carden, and I think it added some nice detail to her character in general. And yeah, pretty much a nice story right there. And then Weiss says right here, even if you're unfit to be a leader, you are still my friend. And I really like that part. White Rose, I ship it. I don't care, I ship it. And then you just got some nice moments in this manga. And some funny ones, some sad ones, stuff like that. And then you got like this doppelganger chapter, which I thought was really cool. Cause it's like, how is Ruby having to deal with a doppelganger? I never thought that would happen. And it's just one of those scenarios where you get into a chapter where you thought Ruby would never be in this kind of scenario. And here it is, she's having to fight off a robot doppelganger. And then it turns out Penny shows up to save her, and Penny was kind of the cause of all of this, but it was a nice chapter. And then it also shows like a really nice scene. You know, I should have put spoilers, or I should have said spoilers. I should have said spoilers at the beginning of the video. But yeah, so it's pretty nice art styles and all that, and sometimes you don't even recognize the characters, like in some scenarios like this one, where Ruby has a different hairstyle, and she then has like a wig that Yang bought her, and Ruby then looks like a different person because she's wearing the wig, and it ends up looking pretty cool. And I think this manga turned out really good, and all the characters and moments start off really well and end very well, and they have their own comedic moments, and they are just really good in general. I really like how all of this turned out. And then it shows like some nice little chibi moments right here, and I just really like this manga a lot because I thought it turned out really good. But there are a little bit of some tiny issues in this manga, but I'm sure they can fix that for the other ones, which I'm sure they have. And then this page I really like a lot because it features all of the art styles that you saw while reading the manga, and they're like all of the different people that did their own chapter in this manga, and it gives them some really good credit. And they're the messages from the illustration manga, and I really like them a lot because it just adds more personality to the book itself, and gives all the people that worked on this credit for what they did for the series, and that they actually were able to contribute to something that they really like. And I respect that a lot, and it worked out very nicely. And then you've got the last few pages and all this stuff. Then you got like a message from Lizzie Jones. Then you got this is the last page. Ruby raised right to left, Roman Torchic says. And then that's the end of it. It's a really good manga, and obviously I'm sure you guys should have expected spoilers, but I never said spoilers in the beginning. My fault. I'll make sure to add it in the title or description. But this was overall a really good manga to read. Highly recommend it, and I'm sure it's pretty affordable. For me, it's pretty affordable. Just get like $15 or $16 in the United States, or however much you need where you are, because taxes, fucking taxes, man, taxes. I just got paid them taxes. But yeah, it was a very nice book, a very nice manga. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to pick up the one for the other characters. I want to get Weiss's, Yang's, and Blake's, and then I also want to get the one by Shiromiya, because that one was the actual first manga that I saw when I went to Barnes & Noble one time, and I wanted to pick it up, but then I made a different decision, and I ended up not getting it. And I'm thinking this holiday season, when I get some Christmas money, if I do, then I could pick up the other RWBY manga, which doesn't really have a title, it's just called RWBY, and then it's by Shiromiya, and I want to read that one so bad. Like, I seriously want to read it. But overall, I'm giving a review score of whatever out of 10, and I'm gonna go off like 3 basic sections for the manga before I get to the actual review, and I'll rate those sections. So the first section I want to rate would have to be artwork and illustrations, of course. Now, the artwork and illustrations, I thought there were like some odd moments with them, a few here and there, but overall, I think they turned out like a 4 out of 5 on terms of how good they were for being pretty dang close to the best kind of score that it could get, and then 5 being the score that you could get as being the best score you could get. But yeah, the artworks and illustrations, 4 out of 5, and the second section I would like to rate off of would have to be the concept, and that would mean like the different scenarios and ideas that went into this manga. And I think out of all of them, that I found a lot of great concepts and everything that came into this manga that I ended up enjoying a lot, especially that doppelganger one. And there was also like that one with Ruby talking to Ozpin, and then Ozpin makes some jokes about her resemblance, like the rose petals and how useful they can actually be. And it was really nice, and the concepts, 5 out of 5, really well done. The best score I could give them. And now the third section, I'd like to give it a rating of, and then that would have to be the section of I guess like the overall characters I thought were really well done. They had some very good references and very nice moments together, such as White Rose scenes. I ship it, and I don't care. White Rose, I ship it. Fantastic characters. I'm telling you, this manga has some of the best character moments I've ever seen in any manga. And keep in mind, I just said some of the best. And I'm sure in some of the other manga out there, there are other character moments that can be better. But if we're going off of this manga alone, I'd say this has some really great quality character moments and characters in general, character references, character bonds. And overall, the characters were a 5 out of 5. But the only thing I'm gonna have to numb down for this manga would have to be the artworks and illustrations. Mainly the artworks, because the artworks kind of felt a little off, because as you can see from the for like some of the beginning pages, if I can actually move the fucking page, sometimes the artwork felt a little off, like right there. And you can find other moments like that, like I showed you before. And sometimes the artwork can get a little bit off. That's why I gave it a 4 out of 5. And yeah, artwork, 4 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for the characters, and 5 out of 5 for the concept and ideas. Overall, I think this manga was a very well received 14 out of 15, or 9 out of 10, whichever you want to call it. 9 out of 10, I guess. But yeah. And highly recommend this. I can't wait to get the others, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. And Wolf Dog